This is Ranjana Dev Sharma, Director EMMC. My colleagues from the ministry, Supriya, the Joint Secretary, the directors, Neeti and Regimon, Engineer-in-Chief from All India Radio, Sri Jain, CMD of Basel, Sri Subramaniam, and his colleague, Mr. Mahla, and all my dear colleagues and friends. I am indeed very delighted to be here this morning. I am delighted because I recall that a few years ago, when EMMC was conceived and the new building was inaugurated, I happened to be the part of the ceremonies. And I am extremely glad that EMMC has since grown substantially and now has acquired a new building. There has been an all-round increase in the activities of EMMC, both in terms of quantity and in terms of quality and in terms of diversity. And I would like to really place on record my deep appreciation and sincere congratulations to all those people right from the beginning who have headed and manned EMMC and who are currently heading and manning EMMC. I must also very warmly congratulate all those young people who were just now given the certificates of excellence. I wish them well, but I also hope that next year, when we hold this kind of evaluation, the evaluators must have extreme difficulty in selecting 10 best, because all of you should be actually the best. So this is the kind of challenge that we have in front of us, and I'm quite sure that all of you would strive their best to meet this challenge and, in fact, conquer it. I'm very fortunate because I have an excellent team in the ministry and in the organizations which are attached with the ministry. And I always feel that it is the team which actually is able to deliver. I will like each one of you to actually feel that they are part of the team. And each one is contributing in a very, very significant manner in the overall performance of your organization and ministry as a whole. Because it is actually the teams which win. It has never been individuals who actually win. It could be, it could be a very temporary thing. A victory of a temporary nature is not what we actually should be looking for. We should be looking for excellence. We should be looking for success. We should be looking for scaling new heights, and not only scale them, but continue to really hold that position, sustain that position. So I'm quite sure with the help of everybody, this ministry has an extremely busy agenda and very creative and constructive agenda in front of it and in coming years. And in fact, I'm quite sure that we all would be able to really meet it collectively. EMMC has grown, but the past experience also offers us tremendous opportunities. We have actually been rather monitoring the content. I think the time has come when we should take a significant leap forward and look at the analysis part in a much more substantial manner, in a much more deeper and wider manner. Analysis offers tremendous information and choices before policymakers, not necessarily only for the government, but everybody who is interested in this sector. Today, with digitization, I think the one challenge is to really how do we bring under our fold all that content which is going under the cable transmission system. Today, EMMC is confined itself to the satellite transmission. With digitization of cable services, I think we do have an opportunity to look at technologies that can help us monitor content which is going on our cable networks. So this is one challenge that we need to recognize and work towards. The second challenge is, of course, in terms of analysis. It is good to know which channel is transmitting what kind of a program. But if suppose I were to know as to which channel is the one which actually uses maximum time for advertisement, on maybe on a weekly basis or on a half-yearly basis or a yearly basis. Or this is a very superficial example, but there could be more complex examples of what kind of a rural reporting the channels actually resort to in terms of their overall time devoted to matters which relate to villages of India or developmental dimensions of the country, or maybe women, or maybe children, or maybe physically challenged. And then there are more sensitive analysis which are certainly very important from political point of view. So I understand that there is actually a need to expand EMMC not only horizontally but also vertically. And when I say vertically, I mean in terms of diversifying its activity. I would like to propose that, I really do not know whether we have done so for the 12th plan or not, that EMMC should have a definite wing for research and analysis. We could call it EMMC RAW, EMMC Research and Analysis Wing. But there is actually a need to really work towards this. This is going to create output which could be used by the whole cross-section of society, governments, policymakers, academicians, media, people who are interested in media researchers, and a host of all other kinds of people who can really make use of it. There are other things also. We will need to really expand physically. We'll need to really introduce new technologies, at least be update with the technologies. We also need to make our systems of archiving more sophisticated and more comprehensive. So I suppose these are the challenges which are there. The whole world of monitoring of radio content is still to be handled and to be addressed in a meaningful manner. We do have a mechanism, but I think we need to keep that mechanism evolving and making it really worth its while. With about 800 plus new FM channels expected to come up in next 2 years, 1, 2, 3 years, I think there'll be quite a handful which will need to really address, because increasingly the private FM channels would get greater liberty to use news. They'll be beginning with AIR's news, but local news in any case they'll be allowed to really generate and broadcast, and that would have several manifestations which would need to be monitored very closely. So let me once again very, very warmly and very, very sincerely congratulate all of you, the director, his team, her colleagues, all of you. And let me also wish and hope that EMMC is going to make a very, very distinct space for itself, distinct place for itself in the coming years in this whole media ambience of this country. Thank you very much.